Hi, my name is Brandon Wolf, and I'm a burn survivor. Some of my friends on Facebook who are burn survivors decided to make some videos, so I thought, why not? It can be very therapeutic for me. I mulled over the idea of where I should start, where I should begin at. So I thought about the initial injury. I was 4 years old when it happened. It the accident is partially my fault and partially not my fault. As I say, partially my fault is because I had ADHD and my attention span was that of a gnat. Not very good. Well, this is how I was told it happened. I was looking for ice cream money in my mom's purse when I was 4 because the ice cream man was around the corner and I found matches. I took them to my room and locked the door. I guess I was playing with them and I dropped one on what was supposed to be a fireproof mattress. The room went up in less than 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the room reached 5,000 degrees. So that's pretty much how the injury happened. What other things I should talk about? My feelings overall throughout the years. As I am 24 years old, I was burned at a time I consider the transition time between great care and mediocre care. When I was burned, they just started testing a lot of different techniques for burn survivors. They were not growing anything in petri dishes for burn survivors. Normally, when a burn survivor needs a skin graft, they'd have to harvest them, wait a couple weeks, then harvest them again. That was the old way of harvesting skin for a skin graft for burn survivors. When I got burned, they were starting to test with petri dishes and growing skin. And I guess it worked out. My life since I've been burned, I really don't remember anything before that. I guess that's a good thing. Because there's some people, like our war veterans, people who get burned at like 16, 17, 14, who know life before being burned. I guess that's a harder transition than what I would come to expect. My life hasn't always been easy. Over the years, there's been people who pretty much teased me and mocked me. Just made my life overall a living hell through the years. But as I've come to see it, I've grown as a person because of it. It hasn't been since the last couple of about 5 years that I've really came to acknowledge my burns. Normally I just brush everything off and hold it inside. I end up talking about my burns more, my initial injury, and I welcome questions that people come up on the street and just ask me about. Like, I'd rather have somebody just right out ask me about my injuries, about my burns, than just sit there and stare and stare and stare. Some days are better than most. When I was a child, it was really rough going to school. Some days I didn't even want to go to school. The kids could just be so cruel and mean. And from what I've heard so far, it's gotten a little better in the school system, but not by much. There's still a lot of teasing and a lot of emotional damage and trauma being done. Mostly in elementary school, some middle school, and in high school, it's almost unheard of. In high school, maybe throughout my entire high school career, 2 times I was made fun of, at most, if not 3. Emotionally, it's been a roller coaster ride. On your good days, you have your ups, and on your bad days, you have your downs. But overall, it's been a growing experience. I think my burns have let me see another side of society, the good and the bad. It allows me access to areas of society that some people never even wish to see or acknowledge that's there. Some of the injuries and some of the people you meet are just horrific, but it's also a blessing for some of the people you meet. Some of these young kids that I meet, that I wish I knew when I was younger. When I was younger, there wasn't a very big support system in Florida at the time. It was just pretty much a hit and miss for burn survivors that you meet. Normally, we'd meet like at Shriners. That's about it. Up until about when I was 14, when I heard about when a Shriners clown signed me up for a very awesome camp called Roger Pepper for burn survivors. Overall, it hasn't been the life I wish I lived. It's the life I wanted to live. Yes, some days I wish I could make my scars go away. It'd be nice. But other days I wear them as a badge of pride and a badge of honor. It shows people what I have the ability to do and what the ability to overcome. Sometimes, yeah, it's very, very hard on me. But other times, it's just a joy. I can seriously just joke around with my friends about my burns. It's an outlet for me, emotionally, to be able to just see my friends sit back and just laugh at some of the stuff that I can say. Like, why be plain when you can be crispy is one of my jokes. Or, don't eat me, I'm not fully cooked yet. Just overall, it's been an interesting experience as a burn survivor. Like I said, some of the people you meet are just awesome. The kids I'm meeting now who've been burned are just awesome people. They are the people I wish I knew when I was younger. I had the people like them to rely on. But like I said, the support system is very, very small when it comes to child burn survivors. The one thing I'm thankful for most is the Shriners hospitals, burn hospitals. They have showed me great, great care over the years. The only thing I dislike is having to physically be discharged around 21, 22. After that, there's not a lot of burn survivor care out there. I'm one of the very lucky, lucky burn survivors who found a doctor who will work on me, even though I'm an adult. His name is Dr. Michael Gallant. He is just the most awesome doctor in the world. He took me in at 16 after Shriners said they couldn't really do anything physically for me. He's a great reconstructive plastic surgeon for children. Even though I'm now 24, he's been seeing me since I've been 16 years old. He's just a blessing from God for me. My scars used to be a lot worse than what they are now. He's worked on my nose multiple times, my lip, my ear, my hand, my legs. He is just a blessing for me. Not many burn survivors are able to find care after just physical operations that allow movement and motor functions to function properly. Pretty much, that's it. That's all that's out there. But there's a few very few lucky ones, like me, who find that plastic surgeon who's willing to work on you for as long as they see you. This is what he says to me: I will continue to work on you as long as you see something that needs to be done. I can retire, but I will still be able to work on you no matter what. The experience I've had since being a burn survivor, I don't wish to take any of them back. Some of the things I have been able to do is just unbelievable. Make-A-Wish granted my wish. Make-A-Wish, terminal ill or life-changing accidents, they are able to grant a wish. And my wish was to go to New York City and meet the surviving members of 9/11 and greet them and show them that there are happy endings. I got to meet one unfortunate company that lost 41 or 47 members on 9/11. It was good. It was a healing process for me and them to be able to show them that there are happy endings after tragedies, that burn survivors have the ability to function and be full members of society. Right now, I am a full-time college student. I'm in an IT program studying computer network administration. I want to be a network engineer when I graduate. Not all burn survivors can strive and be something no matter what dysfunction they have. They could have missing arms, legs, fingers. They can have disformed arms, legs, or fingers, a disformed face. But they can still strive. We can still strive to be something more. We do not have to let our limitations be us. Just so much can be done in strides and lengths for being a burn survivor. There's so much more out there than just sitting alone in a room and crying. Yes, I know there's that grieving process, that your life has changed, but you have to look past that. You have to look past the good in life. There's so much out there and so much to do and so many people to meet that it's just an awesome experience. There'll be their ups, their downs, their north and their south. But there is just those experiences that are life-changing and make you who you are. I have some things that I have done and I've had happen to me that have just made me a better person, made me a more caring person. It has shown me that even though there's evil out there, that people can be mean and cruel and just not very nice. That there can be people out there that can be caring, willing to go the distance for you, do anything for you. There's just so much to being a burn survivor that I could keep going on, but I'm not going to. There's other people out there. You can meet a burn survivor. You can talk to them. But the one thing I want people who watch this to think is don't be afraid to ask a burn survivor questions. If you see one of us on the street, just ask. Questions are better than stares. It allows us to educate polite society. It allows us a little outlet about who we are, that our burns aren't us. Our burns aren't the only thing about us. There's a person underneath those scars. My name is Brandon Wolf. I was burned 60%, all third degree. Thank you.